Trevor Sinclair is still with us at the Etihad. What did you make, Gabby, of Spurs' defeat to Manchester City? Is that it? Manchester City have won the title for you now?
Yeah, I think for me it's just how they're winning games without Aguero, without Kevin De Bruyne, today without Diaz at the back. They seem to be beating teams comfortably without some of their best players, and other players are showing great form like Gundogan and other players. So for me the league's done, and it's just a matter of when now, really.
You think the same, Trevor?
I do, yeah. I mean, listen, we've seen teams lose leads like this before, but I just think the way that he's rotating players, I think, like Gabby just said there, players that are coming in, they just look confident. Obviously, the fundamentals at the training ground are going well. Pep's making all the squad feel like really important and part of his plans, because everyone that comes in looks fit, looks ready, looks hungry, knows their role, and yeah, it looks inevitable that Manchester City are going to go on to win it, and it's just a matter of time rather than when.
Trevor, don't you think that the way Liverpool won the title last season, Manchester City, the players, the staff would have been so angry, that do you think that gave them the boost this season that they needed?
100%. You know, that's what champions do. They'd won the last two Premier Leagues, and then to lose it by such a margin, I think Manchester City were fuming. I think Pep was disappointed that he didn't put up a real fight. And I think they've come out of the traps. You know, I thought they were quite average at the start of the season, and I was looking at, you know, Aguero not there, and there was slight injuries here, there and everywhere, and it took a little bit of time for him to get going. But I think one of the biggest things for me is the formation they're playing now. You know, we might say it's a 4-3-3, but for me, when they've got possession, they play a 3 at the back, and it's like a 3-2-4-1 or a 3-2-2-3. Yeah. And I think they've just dominating the middle of the park. And if you start pushing men forward and committing men forward, we've seen how you can get punished. A little one-on-one there.
I actually feel sorry for teams having to play against them, and I'm so happy that I don't have to go there ever again, because when you're watching teams against them, it's like Manchester City are so tactically better than any other team that you might have tactics to play against them, but it's just not going to come off, is it? I can't see any team getting a result against them.
Yeah, I was looking at him thinking, I'm glad I've retired, because it must be, I mean, it must wind you up. It's so frustrating, because you finally get into a position where you can press, and the lad does a step over or he beats you with a bit of skill, and then that just beats the whole of the press. It's beat the line, and all of a sudden you've got to run back 40, 50, 60 yards, and they're on the counter-attack. So, yeah, really, really difficult to play against Manchester City. I think the biggest difference as well is, obviously, the defensive confidence. You know, Diaz has been brought in, he's brought that confidence, he's brought that kind of...
And he wasn't even playing tonight.
But I think they've got that resilience now. They've got that confidence amongst that group of defenders. And actually, have you seen the third goal that Manchester City scored? Because Ederson made that assist, all the defenders ran to Ederson and had a big old cuddle up. And obviously, we want a social distance, but I think that it just shows how many different weapons that Manchester City have got. If you do press really high and leave yourself open at the back, they'll pick that out.
And that's the thing, if you've got a goalkeeper like Ederson there for you, playing as if he's an outfield player, that's just another outlet. And then you look at Tottenham on the other hand. You know, you talked about Hugo Lloris having lettuce.
Yeah, I don't want to be disrespectful.
No, I know, but I knew what you meant. But then he didn't go down for the other goal that was conceded. All three of those goals he could have done better on.
I think the Gundogan one at the end, he's right in the corner. He's probably not going to save that. It's a fantastic bit of skill, a little bit of a Peter Beardsley skill where he takes it from his right foot, wrong foot Sanchez, goes past him like he's not there and slots it in the bottom corner. I don't think he could have got that one. The first one by Gundogan, I thought his right wrist, his right hand, his reaction wasn't good enough, and obviously
but Trevor, for me though, the penalty's got to do better, because if you're a goalkeeper and you want to try and save a penalty, that's the exact place you want it, isn't it?
And he guessed right, and he got a hand to it, and his hand wasn't, his wrist wasn't strong enough. So again, listen, it's from 12 yards, and when a goalkeeper's confidence is not there, it's more noticeable, and I think we're seeing that with Hugo Lloris.
Do you know what? He looked confident before that penalty, though. When he saw it was Rodri stepping up, he had a little wry smile to himself. I think he thought he could get hold of that, and he just didn't. It's quite infuriating, isn't it, when you see that as a Spurs fan? We talked before the game about the fact that perhaps that lack of confidence might have been coming from the fact that he doesn't trust his defensive line. But actually, you know, the defenders, apart from, I mean, Sanchez, let's just not talk about that. Could have done a lot better. But you know, that's a team effort. All of those goals.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? You say you might have been smiling, thinking, oh yeah, I fancy this. He might have been smiling and thinking, oh, I wish I could receive this or defend this penalty spot.
Or I don't know what he's going to do because I've never seen him take a penalty.
When I was confident. You know, you don't know what his smile. Sometimes you have a nervous smile, and I'm not sure that smile was a confident smile. So for me, he's not been playing well. And listen, it's the old adage: you've got to go back to the training ground, work even harder, and turn that form around.
Yeah, interesting stuff. Trevor, thank you so much for staying a little bit later for us. Have a lovely weekend, and
Thanks,
thank you
Faith.
for tonight. Take
Thanks,
care.
Gabby.
See you later, pal.
Cheers, man.
Trevor Sinclair, they're part of our commentary team at the Etihad.